You think only humans need salt? Think again. Right now, somewhere in Africa, a 20-foot-tall giraffe is literally licking a metal pole like it's the world's best lollipop. Why? Salt and minerals, my friend. Here's the thing everyone gets wrong about salt. Animals absolutely need it too. We humans just happen to be really good at talking about our needs, while animals rely on us to speak for them. Picture this: a massive cow standing in a barn, tongue stretched out, going to town on what looks like a giant rock candy. That's a salt lick block, and without it, that cow would be dragging around like your coworker on a Monday morning. These salt blocks are basically the coffee machine of the animal world, except cows get their energy boost for free, while we're still paying $5 for our caffeine fix. My grandfather used to tell the wildest story about cattle. He'd say if you ever peed on the ground while herding cows, those animals would make a beeline straight for that exact spot. The grass soaked in urine became their favorite snack because, gross as it sounds, human pee contains salt. To a cow, that's like finding a gourmet meal in the middle of nowhere. Sheep take this salt obsession to another level. Farmers literally hand them chunks of pure salt, and these woolly guys munch on it like kids eating candy. There's even an ancient Chinese story about this. An emperor had over 10,000 wives and couldn't decide who to visit each night. So he'd ride around in a sheep-drawn carriage and let the sheep choose for him. The wives figured this out and started sprinkling salt water by their doors to lure the sheep over. Talk about next-level competition. But wait, it gets crazier. In Italy, wild mountain goats climb nearly vertical dam walls, sometimes reaching heights of 100 feet, just to lick salt deposits. We're talking about a 90-degree wall here. These goats defy gravity like they're auditioning for an action movie, all for a taste of salt. Some of these salt-desperate goats will actually wait for tourists to pee, then rush over to lick the ground where the urine landed. I know, it sounds disgusting, but to them it's liquid gold. Here's where it gets personal for us humans. We're basically walking, talking salt licks. Our sweat is loaded with sodium, and our body fat percentage is higher than most mammals. In the animal kingdom, we're like perfectly marinated, tender steaks that season themselves. If you ever see a mountain goat running toward you with its tongue hanging out, it's probably not looking for friendship. It wants to lick the salt right off your skin. Ever wonder why bugs seem to love you during summer workouts? Half of them are just there for the salt in your sweat. Remember that scene in old movies where butterflies flock to a beautiful woman? She was probably just really sweaty. Your cat or dog licking you constantly. Don't take it too personally. They might just love the taste of your salty skin more than they love you. Desert camels get the premium salt treatment before long journeys. Their owners feed them massive amounts of salt, which makes them incredibly thirsty. These camels then drink enormous quantities of water, basically turning themselves into walking water tanks. You might think, why not just give them water directly? Because that would actually backfire. Too much plain water dilutes their body's salt concentration, causing them to pee out even more water. It's like trying to fill a bucket with holes in it. This is why sports drinks exist. When you sweat buckets during a workout, you need to replace both water and electrolytes, not just water. So why is salt so crucial? The salt we eat is sodium chloride, and sodium ions are like the electrical wiring of our bodies. Every nerve signal, every muscle contraction, every cell maintaining its shape depends on sodium. Without enough sodium, your muscles turn to jelly and your appetite disappears. But here's the mind-blowing part. It's not just mammals. Every single living thing on Earth needs some form of electrolyte, whether it's sodium, potassium, or magnesium. Plants, animals, bacteria, fungi, you name it. This all goes back to when life began in the ocean. Back when we were all just single cells floating around, we maintained our internal balance by exchanging electrolytes with seawater. Even though life has evolved into incredibly complex forms and moved onto land, we still carry this ancient ocean chemistry inside us. Think about it this way: if we ever discovered a life form that didn't need electrolytes to function, that creature would probably be an alien. Because needing salt is like having Earth's original operating system built into your DNA. Every living thing on this planet shares this same fundamental requirement. It's the one thing that connects a towering redwood tree to a tiny ant to a massive blue whale. We're all just different versions of the same basic life software, still running on that original ocean code from billions of years ago.